Hey everybody, welcome to another Dark Avengers comic book review. And before we get into the comic books that were released the week of July 21st, 2010, let's talk about comic news. Thanks to CCI, we've got tons and tons of solicitations for comics, TV shows, and movies flooding. Check out CBR.com for your comic book news. There's way too much for me to list. Few things that caught my eye. Avengers and Thor and Smallville posters. There were posters for the movies. Green Lantern posters for that movie. Smallville made its trailer for season 10, the final season. Superman is coming, my friends. Superman is coming. Also, Street Fighter. We all know about Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's no special news to anyone. But there is also now Street Fighter vs. Tekken coming out. Street Fighter is really getting out there as far as video games within the next year. Anything else that involves that comes news-wise? Nope, but we have but tons of new comic books are coming out. Lots of new announcements for October. Not going to say it yet. Don't know which comics I'm going to be getting. A lot of comic books, like I said, whenever new comic books come out, that means ones that I'm not liking or not reading anymore go out. So you guys are going to be seeing lots of little changes here and there. Keep an eye out for that. Anyway, let's get... Oh, before I get into the comic books, I'd like to say this. This is a review site. I review comics. I know CBR.com reviews comics. Pete's Basement reviews comics. And I've seen a few other comic reviews out there. Understand this. Yes, we all review comics, but we all have differing opinions. I might, like for example, no offense to people at CBR, but there's a series or whatever kind of thing on there. It's called the Get or the Good or I don't know, I forget. It's a stupid thing. It's basically a person tells you which comic books are worth buying and then which comic books are shit. No offense, I've gone through that guy's list a million times. And I severely disagree with half the comics that he thinks are the comics you should just avoid. And I really think the comics he thinks you should get are ridiculous. So that proves right there a differing opinion in comic books. I might think a comic book is great. 5 stars. CBR, 2 stars or 1 star. Pete's Basement, 1, maybe 3 stars. I've noticed that my reviews and Pete's Basement, we're kind of on the same page. There are comics we don't like, I don't like that they do like. But CBR and me, we have huge differences when it comes to certain comic books. Our opinions are just different. My point is, don't use this as a means of like, okay, he said it sucks, so I'm not going to buy it. Listen to what we have to say about the comic. Something I don't like, or Pete's Basement doesn't like, or CBR, the reviewer, doesn't like, might not be something you don't like. Watch the review, listen to what we have to say about the comic, and if we say something that we like, let's say I say I don't like it because the artwork is no good, and I show you the artwork and say, hey, I like that artwork. Get it, because then you know what the artwork looks like. It's just, we are voicing our opinions. In the end, it is still up to you whether you want to get it or not. Use us as a reference or as a means to determine if you're going to get a comic, but don't make us your only means. Like, okay, I say this comic sucks. Okay, he said it sucked. I'm not getting it. Build up your own idea of the comic and determine whether you want to get it or not through what we have to say, not based on what we have to say. Not because we're saying don't get it. Don't get it because you don't want it. Listen to the reviews, make your own opinion of the comic, and then determine if you're going to get it or not. Starting off with a comic you definitely, in my opinion, should avoid. Women of Marvel, Lady Deadpool, #1. I got this because I loved Lady Deadpool. I really did. I liked her character. I loved the whole plotline. This story had such potential, and they just blew it to shit. Terrible comic. Waste of your money. Trust me. I buy these to tell you guys what to and not to avoid. In my opinion, that's something to avoid. Okay, another comic that's basically up to you guys. Amazing Spider-Man presents American Son. Spider-Man confronts American Son. We all know who it is now. And American Son wants to kill Harry. And in the end, Harry shows up and says, you want to kill me? Go ahead and kill me. And that's where they leave off. Up to you. It's a side story. Has nothing to do really with continuity as far as Spider-Man. It's just building up American Son for Heroic Age. Even though it doesn't say Heroic Age on it. And now, like I predicted, Amazing Spider-Man 638, Omit has begun, one moment in time. And now they're explaining why Mary Jane and Spider-Man didn't get married. Like, what happened? What changed the history of Marvel's #1 couple for God knows how many years? The only interesting difference is in the present you get artwork that looks too far like this. This is your present. When you see artwork like this, you know you're in the present. When you go into the past, which I found really funny actually, you get artwork like this, like the old comic book ways. And so now they're telling the story as a flashback. Pete and Mary Jane having a flashback of why they didn't get married. No offense, I don't care why they didn't get married. It's supposed to bridge the gap from One More Day through to Brand New Day and conclude Brand New Day. Brand New Day actually is concluding, I believe, close to October, and Amazing Spider-Man actually will be going from a 3 times a month comic to a bi-weekly comic, meaning every other week a new Amazing Spider-Man will come out. One writer only, with a lot of artists, a lot of artwork staff behind him. Anyway, no offense, I don't want to know why they didn't get married. I want to know how Marvel's going to fix this. And obviously, they're not fixing it for another couple of years, at least. So anybody who's upset about Mary Jane and Spidey not being married still, unfortunately, omit isn't going to fix it. It's just going to make it worse. It's just going to give it a background story. Stay away from Amazing Spider-Man yet again. And I regret to say that because Grim Hunt was good. But then again, I know a few people who already like One Moment in Time. They want to know why they broke up. I don't want to know why they broke up. The only good thing is the black costumes in this, as you saw from when Mike scanned the past. That's the only good thing, in my opinion. I want to see Mary Jane and Spider-Man back together. I want to see them fix Amazing Spider-Man, not continue it with the Brand New Day bullshit. Anyway, Web of Spider-Man number 10, one of the comics you should be getting. The conclusion of the Extremist storyline in the Web of Spider-Man. He's going after J. Jonah Jameson. Spider-Man intervenes, of course. Extremist finds out that, you get a background story of Extremist. You get to see him without the mask on. And basically, I'm going to give you the whole story in 2 seconds. He ends up killing himself. Big spoiler right there. The end. And then you have a side story with Jackpot and Mr. Negative, thus the cover. Like I said, Web of Spider-Man, Peter Parker have been pretty good Spider-Man titles. Amazing Spider-Man was good. It went back to shit. By the way, Amazing Spider-Man should go back down to $2.99 again. Once Omid is done, prices in the future go back to $2.99. I checked advanced solicitations. So yeah. Web of Spider-Man, check it out. Pretty good. Web of Spider-Man has 2 more issues before they go bye-bye. Now, the only Ultimate Avengers title you should be getting from Ultimate Comics. New Ultimates, number 3. No offense, stay away from Ultimate Avengers 2, and stay away from, when this comes out, Ultimate Avengers 3. Stay away from both series. Both of them are terrible. This gives you everything you're looking for. Captain America, Hawkeye, Thor is back, and Iron Man. You got all the original Avengers in this book. You don't need the other 2. Or the other one, which is going to lead into the 3rd. In this issue, basically, sum it all up, Valkyrie dies, Thor comes back. And when Thor comes back, you actually get a background story about Valkyrie, by the way, also. And first of all, here's the Avengers suiting up after taking an ass whooping before, so they are ready to go. But anyway, and Black Panther shows up. But anyway, Thor comes back, and here is the last panel. Loki kills Valkyrie, and Thor swears there will be blood. By the way, he got the woman in hell pregnant. So, don't be surprised if in the future you're going to hear something about Ultimate Thor's son or daughter from hell. New Ultimates 3, check it out. The only good Ultimate Avengers title that's out there. And with that, I'm getting the wrap it up. So I will catch you guys in part 2. I apologize for the long intro about reviews and what building your own opinion. But the next part will be all comic books. So stick around, and I will see you in part 2.